Yo, how is it going? Welcome to a Bundesliga Matchday 29 predictions, including the Klassiker. Yeah, it's that time. But firstly, we're starting with a Friday night game in Wolfsburg. But firstly, please like, share, and follow. And I'd like to say, if I'm not the only English person who does Bundesliga predictions, there's very few, and it's great to be one of them. But anyway, yeah, and add your predictions for sure. These two are actually drawing specialists in the last 5 games. Wolfsburg and RB Leipzig. But we have to go to Leipzig soon, actually. So that'd be interesting. But I'll say actually Wolfsburg 2, RB Leipzig 2. On to Saturday and Bayern Leverkusen against Union Berlin. Well, Bayern Leverkusen, let's start with them. Out with the German Cup last week to third tier Arminia Bielefeld, if that's how you pronounce them. Won in an added on time against Heidenheim in the Bundesliga on the weekend. Obviously out of the Champions League. They've hit a bit of a rough patch of form recently. And if they want to keep the pressure on Bayern Munich, they've got to win this. But here comes the upset. Bayer Leverkusen 1, Union Berlin 2. That's the upset. That's going to be a shock to the Bundesliga and shock to European and world football. Union Berlin will get a big victory in the rest, in Leverkusen. On to Bochum against Augsburg. I felt like putting 1-0 to Augsburg, but Bochum is... I said Bochum is so bad. I think they're outside the relegation zone. But I won't be surprised to get sucked in it the last week or two and go down. So I'm going to say Bochum 0, Augsburg 2. On to Borussia Monchengladbach against Freiburg. I was actually tempted to say 2-1 to Freiburg. But hey ho, this is the Bundesliga. It's less predictable than the Premier League. So I thought, 2-1 Mönchengladbach. I've got too many predictions wrong recently in the Premier League and the Bundesliga, so I need to sometimes just go against what my heart tells me and think maybe it won't be like that. On to Hoffenheim against Mainz. Hoffenheim have been real poor. Again, this is me just going by... this is actually a wild prediction, to be fair. Hoffenheim 1, Mainz 4. Yes, Mainz have been very good on the road this season. But this is probably a bit brutal on Hoffenheim. But it's my prediction. On to Holstein against St. Pauli. I nearly said 2-1 St. Pauli. But I know Holstein Kiel a couple of times this season have surprised me. But I know if also St. Pauli are capable of that. So I'm going to say 1-1. Now, it's the big one. The biggest game for Bayern Munich at home for the rest of the season, other than the Champions League final if they get there. They've got Inter Milan tonight, Borussia Dortmund on the weekend, Inter Milan again. What a crazy week. And then after that, I think straight after that, if not that weekend after the second leg against Inter Milan, then it'll be the weekend after, they've got RB Leipzig. Right. Anyway. So the Klassiker. Bayern Munich have been better at home. Win, draw, last 4. But when I say better, I don't know. I don't think I mean better. But they've been getting the points needed, and they already are for a reason. So, and Borussia Dortmund on the road have been actually ferocious this season, including like losing 5-1 or something at Stuttgart early in the season. So I think Bayern Munich will win this, and I always say this probably with the Klassiker or a big game for Bayern Munich. It's going to be a classic. Not just the Klassiker, but an actual the Klassiker. Bayern Munich 4, Borussia Dortmund 2. On to Sunday, we're in the Bavaria still, for Stuttgart against Werder Bremen. Stuttgart were very good at home this season, until the last 5 games. In fact, the last 4 out of those 5 games, they've lost. Werder Bremen have come up with a couple of surprise results this season. So yeah, I think Werder Bremen are capable of causing an upset, and I think they will cause an upset. VfB Stuttgart 1, Werder Bremen 2. And finally, we're in Frankfurt. We've got Spurs in Europe this week and next week. Eintracht Frankfurt, it's Heidenheim, who nearly held Leverkusen to a draw at home. I was going to say 2-1 Frankfurt, but I know the ultras and just everything there is at a Frankfurt game, the atmosphere is going to be so powerful, like in any Bundesliga ground. But yeah, obviously you head away in such atmospheres like that, it's hard. So yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt 3, Heidenheim 1. Hopefully you understood me. I'll try to speak as clear as possible. But yeah, no, those are my Bundesliga predictions. Please come back for future predictions. And again, please like, share and follow and add your predictions. But for now, take care. Thanks, bye.